Welcome back to ADHD. Today is probably the most exciting day for me anyways to finally get this taken apart to see what's actually how it looks on the inside. So I was gonna pull the timing cover off because you guys don't really need to see that, but this is seized and I don't know why they'd use a Phillips, but they did. So we're gonna grind that, weld that, and hopefully get that off. So as you saw, I caught the cover on fire there, so I melted it. So I just broke it off, but I still need to get that bolt out for, looks like to be the timing belt tensioner. I probably could have ran it like that. So we'll wait for that to cool down, and while that's cooling down, I'm gonna bust off water pump bolts and see what I can get off the front cover, and then we'll get that snapped one out. So I'm just in the midst of trying to get this bottom crank pulley off. So what I did is I jimmy rigged up 2 bolts to go through these holes, one here, one there. Then I got this random puller, and we're gonna give her the beans and see what happens. Oh, come on. Wow. And that was stuck in there. Well. So looking at this, I'm just trying to figure out how to get that timing belt off nicely so I can then pull the cam cover and pull the cam and then finally get to the heads. So I think what I gotta do, I gotta put tension on that to push it that way and then possibly tighten that down and it'll hold it. Then I can get that belt off. Let's give it a go. Oh, back in the roll. And now for the valve covers. This is pretty exciting for me. Look at all that. Actual oil. It might be a little gross looking, but it's oil. Like even here, looks like rust. Comes right off. And even the cam looks to be in very good shape. Yeah, there's some there and there, but you can feel that a little bit. But that also could have been from it resting on the rockers and then me turning it over. And that's just from it sitting on the rockers for God only knows how long. I don't have the special tool to push these down to get these rocker arms out so I can slide the cam out. Because you just take that keeper out, and I think it's held in with that keeper and tension on these. So I think I'm fairly safe just to pull the head bolts out, and then I can lift the head up nicely, and then we can check out the cylinders. So I got that head surface cleaned up pretty good. You can't feel any of this stuff, but I didn't want to take a buffing wheel or anything to it just because if I don't absolutely have to go to a machine shop, I won't. But a way I want to check is you get a machine straight edge. It's covered because it's precision measuring tool. And then you lay it on there and you get feeler gauges and you see how much it is out in certain spots. straight edged it. Those are the measurements of the feeler gauges. So I just was gonna do, if that made it through there, then that was gonna be yellow. And then if a bigger size, it would have been red with arrows. But that is the only size that I could get under. And I'm hoping that it was just that little bit of crud or possibly something on the edges, because it was fine here, and then here is where it went under. So, but going across this way, you saw it every way. Everything was pretty freaking bang on. I am so happy about this. So I just stripped all the boring stuff off the engine distributor, EGR cooler, oil filter, the oil cooler. So I'm gonna drain, there's a little bit of oil in it. So I'm gonna drain it with a magnet through a funnel. And then hopefully if there is any metal or anything in there, that magnet might pick it up and then kind of give me an idea of, you know, if there's anything actually worth looking at down there. Yuck. Pretty much finished draining. Pull that off. Not much on there. You can see it. A little piece of something, but that honestly looks like filings from my dirty funnel. But pretty clean. Pretty happy with that. So as you saw, I got the connecting rods off, checking these rod bearings. They look really clean. Give them a plasti gauge with some new bearings and see if we're within spec. But man, I am impressed with how this engine is, even with there being a Fram filter on it. And there's no grinding, no nothing. So next will be caps, and then maybe machine shop after I flip it around and actually get a good look at those cylinders, but they are looking pretty decent. They might just need a hone. I might just get lucky.